Welcome to the 728th Monday Night Hootenanny. I've been asked to give a little history of the Hootenanny. We started it up at Dornan's in February of 1993. We were up there for 5 years, and then we came into Snow King at the lodge room up at the where the ice rink is. And we were there for 9 years. And then in December of 2007, we moved back to Dornan's. We're in the bar in the winter, and now for the second summer, we are at the pavilion over at the Chuck Wagon. And there. All right. Hope you can hear me better now. And I hope that you all heard what I was saying. If not, I'm just going to briefly go over it. We started the Hootenannies at Dornan's in 1993 in February. And we were there for 5 years, and then we went to Snow King, and we were there for 9 years. 2 years ago, in December of 2007, we're back at Dornan's. We actually are in the bar in the wintertime, and in the summer, this is our second summer at the pavilion at the Chuck Wagon. Large crowds have been coming. It's wonderful for us. We started, Bill Briggs and I started the Hootenanny, and the very first one, we imposed on our closest friends to please come and listen to us sing. And there were three of us. There was, I was there, Bill was there, and my son Eric was there. And the next week we had a couple other performers, but we were trying to go for 4 hours, and we each were running out of songs to sing after a few months of that. But I think we went from around 13 or 15 people the first night, and then by the third or fourth Monday, we actually had 25 or so people, and then it grew to 30 some, and pretty soon there were so many people who were coming so early to grab a seat in there that Dornan's actually suggested that maybe we find another place for the summer because people couldn't park to go to the Chuck Wagon. Well, that's solved now because we're at the Chuck Wagon, and a lot of people are coming over there. So we hope that you'll join us there in the future. As I said, this is our 728th Hootenanny. We like to give a little information about the performers, and we do keep track of how many times they have been to the Hootenanny. Most of the performers who are here tonight were picked because they have had a high attendance over the last year. Bill and I started the Hootenannies with an idea of the old coffee houses. And we were asking people not to smoke in the bar long before that was the thing to do. And we also always tried to have a concert-like setting. I mean, this is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful for us to be able to come down here to the Center of the Arts. But even up at Dornan's, we do ask that people not talk. The Hootenanny isn't ambient background music. It's a concert setting, and we get an awful lot of people there who really come to listen to the music and not chat. That's not a problem here. But that's the way that we run the Hoots up there. We were starting out, we wanted it acoustic. Nothing plugged in, no amplified music. We use a single microphone for voice enhancement. But traditional folk music, the old-time folk songs is the way we started. There are a number of people who compose their own songs now, perform their own type of music, and they're welcome. That's what we're there for. But it's not a normal open mic. We do like to keep it to the traditional styles of music. Well, that very first night, Bill Briggs was the first one to sing. And then I followed him. And Bill has kept that tradition going. He likes to start the evening off. And out of 728 hootenannies, Bill is now at 669. That's a lot of hootenannies. And you know, he does go off occasionally, but he's got the highest count of anyone, and we'll never catch up to him. So he's going to start the evening off. Bill is the director of the ski school at Snow King. He has been inducted to the Skiing Hall of Fame, and because of his descent on skis on the Grand Teton a number of years ago, there's a lot of people and a lot of articles that give Bill Briggs the credit for being the founder, the father of extreme sports. So please welcome Bill Briggs.
Oh boy, after that introduction, I wanted to introduce you to my Bible, Rise Up Singing. And it's an introduction by Pete Seeger. Learning songs from different traditions is possible if we take the time to learn them well. We're building a world where everyone shares and no one is ostracized. This is a song from that booklet, written back in 1850s. Flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails the new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth it liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. If love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? On the TV, I saw a Hollywood film, black and white film from the 30s, had this song in it. And I believe it comes from Davos, Switzerland.
Go Briggs! Which one of these is working? I don't know. The right-hand one. Okay. Good evening, I'm John Cook. We're going to have rotating MCs here, just as we have rotating musical acts. Our next performer has been at the Hoot for several years, and among all of the singers, he's clearest about what kind of music he likes. He likes country music, and he has got a voice that is admirably suited for it, one of the best voices that we've got, and here he is to demonstrate it for you, Mr. Alan Morton.
Oh, I'll get to play the big house tonight. That'll be good. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks to the Center for the Arts for letting us come and play. Appreciate that. This first one's called Smoky Mountain Rain. On my way from LA back to Knoxville, found out those bright lights ain't where I belong. From a phone booth in the rain, I called to tell her, had a change of dreams, I'm coming home. Tears filled my eyes when I found out she was gone. cafe. Said he was gone as far as Gatlinburg. So I crawled up in the cab, cold and lonely. I wiped my eyes and told him about her. Ought to find her. Can you make these big wheels turn? Smoky Mountain rain keeps on falling. It keeps on calling her name. Smoky Mountain rain, I keep on searching. Can't go on hurting this way. She's somewhere in the Smoky Mountain rain. Can't blame her for letting go. Woman needs someone warm to hold. There's the rain coming down my face. I'll find her no matter what it takes. Smoky Mountain rain keeps on falling. I keep on calling her name. Smoky Mountain rain, I keep on searching. Can't go on hurting this way. She's somewhere in the Smoky Mountain rain. She's somewhere. Oh, she's somewhere. She's somewhere in the Smoky Mountain rain. We'll get a little help out on this one. I think Hank Phibbs and John and Mark are all going to come out. Give me a hand.
Got that cape all right?
I got it on there. I don't know if it's right or not. This one's called Midnight Special. Well, you wake up in the morning, oh, you hear the work bell ring, and they march you to the table to see the same old thing. Ain't no food upon the table, ain't no pork in the pan, but you better not complain, boy. Get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Yonder comes Miss Rosie. How in the world did you know? By the way she wore her apron, what a clothes she wore. Umbrella on her shoulder, piece of paper in her hand. Says she gone to see the governor, she wanna free her man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Sheriff, he'll grab you, and the boys will bring you down. And the next thing you know, boy, shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Play it, Johnny. Special, shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a never loving light on me. Thanks, fellas.
Alan Morton. Next we have a hootenanny romance. Early in the history of the hootenanny at Dornan's, Adrian Brown was one of the most faithful and regular performers. And meanwhile, she was looking for romance on the internet. And she met somebody on the internet, and he came to Jackson, and they seemed to get along pretty well. Not only that, but he liked folk music, and she liked folk music, and he played the guitar, and they started playing together. And one night at the Hootenanny, Peter Ward proposed to Adrian Brown, and she said yes, and that was 15 years ago. So please welcome Peter and Adrian Ward.
Several years ago, I was doing time in the Bay Area, waiting for him to retire, and I observed the local denizens, and this is a song about two of them and their inmost secret thoughts. She, obviously not me, is driving in her Volvo station wagon, coming back from a whiny lunch at Wendy's with the girls, and she's headed for her gated community near Walnut Creek. He, obviously not Peter, is driving his old beat-up pick-em-up truck from hanging out with the boys at the Livermore Rodeo. He's suffering his usual angst because of his extra Y chromosome, but that's what makes him a good bull rider. And he's driving behind her and observing her collection of bumper stickers, and that's the name of the song. My son Dwayne is the student of the month at the Harold C. Crittenden Junior High. I'm so proud of my son Dwayne, I could almost cry. I could almost cry.
Well, my kid Snake is inmate of the month at the Alameda County Juvenile Hall. I'm so sick of that SOB, I think I'll have a beer.
My dog Puff is the poodle of the month at the No Bad Dogs Obedience School. I'm so proud of my poodle Puff, I'm grinning like a fool. I'm grinning like a fool.
Well, my dog Spike is Pitbull of the month at Mad Dog Mulligan's Bar and Grill. I'm so proud of my dog Spike, I think I'll have a beer.
My daughter Bet's the ballerina of the month at the Isadora Duncan School of Dance. I'm so proud of my little girl, I almost wet my pants.
snake and spike and whip your Dwayne, kiss your daughter and kill your dog. I'm so sick of those bumper stickers, I think I'll trash your car. We'd like to welcome John Seidel to the stage now. In 1947, there was a young mathematical genius who graduated from Harvard magna cum laude at the age of 18. And when he wasn't doing math, he was doing parodies. And we know him best for his satirical and pithy wit and song. And we have a small example here tonight. One of Tom Lear's most endearing ditties called The Irish Ballad. About a maid I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song who did not have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, but she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in.
One morning in a fit of pique, rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water, it tasted bad for a week. Yeah. And we had to make do with gin, We had to make do with gin.
Her mother, she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother, she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. Her mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, a grin, her face in a hideous grin.
She set her sister's hair on fire, sing rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flames rose higher, she danced around the funeral pyre, playing her violin, oh Lynn, oh playing her violin.
She weighted her brother down with stones, rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. And all that they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin.
One day when she had nothing to do, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up as an Irish stew, and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in.
And when at last the police came by, rickety-tickety-tin. And when at last the police came by, her little prank she could not deny. For to do so she would have had to lie. Lying she knew was a sin, and lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale
I won't prolong, rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong. And if, whoops,
do not
like my song, you've yourselves to blame if it's too long.
You should never have let us begin. You should never have let us begin.
Thank you, folks, for setting a most interesting tone for our evening. My name is Hank Phibbs, another one of your Hootenanny MCs for the evening, and I'm going to bring out on stage now a wonderful young musician who works at the Science School in Environmental Education. He arrived here last summer on the night of this event and walked backstage and looked to sign up. And he learned that getting onto the list was no easy feat and you had to play a lot. So he began to show up and play at the Hootenanny, and he is an extraordinary performer. He's going to bring some folks out with him, and I'll let him introduce him, but please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Kenny Haddon.
Time away, he prayed to God. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the things of man, but trusted God who never failed. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Oh, Daniel served the willing God, and here upon the earth he prayed to God. He prayed every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the king's decree, but trusted in God who set him free. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. They cast him in the lion's den because he would not honor men. He prayed to God. He prayed to God in the morning, noon and night. His jaws were locked and made him shout, but God soon brought him safely out. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Oh, Daniel served the willing God while here upon the earth he prayed to God. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the king's decree, but trusted in God who set him free. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Oh, brother, let us watch and pray like Daniel did from day to day. He prayed to God. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. We too can gladly daring do the things that God will take us through. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Oh, Daniel served the willing God while here upon the earth he prayed to God. He prayed to God every morning, noon and night. He cared not for the king's decree, but trusted in God who set him free. Oh, Daniel prayed. Oh, Daniel prayed every morning, noon and night. Thank you. That was Dave McMeekin and Jamie Drysdale. The next tune that I want to do is one that I learned when I was a little kid. And I used to have some land that I go camp on with my family in Vermont. And it was a kind of a hill, and there was a road that went around the side and a road that went over the top. And we used to sing, "You take the high road now, take the low road, and I'll get back to camp before you." And I never realized that this was actually a real song that people sing. And so, and I forgot about it after the age of 8 or whatever it was. And then back home in Boston, down in the subway station, heard
a guy sitting in the station playing this song and heard the other verses and was just blown away and how beautiful it was. So rushed home and figured it out and got the lyrics and put together a little arrangement. So I'll be singing it with Maggie Bork and with Anna Spornitz on the violin.
And by Bonnie Brae, where the sun shines bright on Loch Lomond, where me and my true love were ever one today, by the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
'Twas there that we parted in yon shady glen, by the steep, steep sides of Loch Lomond, while deep in purple hues the Highland hills we viewed, and the moon rising up in the gloaming.
Sing and the wildflowers spring, and in sunshine waters are sleeping, but the broken hearted can nay second spring again, though the woeful may cease in their greeting. You take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland before you, for me and my true love will never meet again, by the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. For me and my true love will never meet again, by the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond.
I think this is the microphone that's working. That was Kenny Haddon, multi-talented. He also has a talent for picking great people to play with, doesn't he? It's my pleasure to introduce another one of the young people who have been coming the last year or so and kind of demographically rejuvenating the Hootenanny performers and audience. It's been really, really great. And although he is from North Carolina, I always thought he had the name where he could have been a New York City disc jockey. Here he is, Andy Anderson.
Evening, everybody. Got Brandy with me tonight on this first song. I want to give a quick special thanks to Greg Keckler. I think over the past 20-some weeks I've been out at the Hootenanny. Greg's really mentored me a little bit in the ways of it, and I really appreciate that, and I just want to thank him. This first song is a Ray LaMontagne song. Here we go. baby, and things aren't going my way, you know I need you here by my side all the time. Baby, the way you move me, it's crazy. It's like you see right through me and you make it easier. You know you please me and you don't even have to try, because you are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
The best thing, baby.
That ever happened to me. Baby, we've come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe me. Oh, when I say this love will never fade away, because you are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
That ever happened to me. Now both of us have known love before, and come up promising like the spring, and walk on out the door. And our hearts are strong, and our hearts are kind. Let me tell you just exactly what's on my mind. You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
That ever happened to me. You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
You are the best thing.
You're the best thing, baby.
That ever happened to me. Brandy, everybody. Thank you. All right. In the spirit of the Hoot, I've met a lot of good, wonderful musicians out there. I'm going to bring a few folks out to help me. Got Mark Mimmer on the upright bass, Mac Bray on the Cujo, whatever it is, and Martin Hagen here on the horn. This is a Bob Dylan song with a On the Rocks with a Twist. To sit and wonder why, baby, in case that you don't know by now. There ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby, oh, it'll never do you anyhow. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your windowsill and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. It's alright, don't think twice, it's alright. There ain't no use in turning on your light, baby. Oh, a light you never know. There ain't no use in turning on your light, baby. I'm on the dark side of the road. I was thinking and wondering, baby, what I could say. Oh, to make you change your mind and stay. We never did much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. It's alright, don't think twice. And calling out my name, baby, like you never done before. Ain't no use in calling out my name, baby, when I can't hear you anymore. I was thinking and wondering, baby, walking down the road. Once loved a woman, a child, I'm told. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's alright. Oh, it's alright, don't think twice, it's alright. Now so long, honey, baby, where I'm bound, oh, I can't tell. Now goodbye is too good a word, baby, so I say fare thee well. I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could've done better, babe, but oh, I don't mind. You kinda wasted all my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright. It's alright, don't think twice, it's alright. Oh, I ain't saying you treated me unkind. You could've done better, babe, but I don't mind. Kinda wasted all my precious time. Don't think twice, it's alright. It's alright, don't think twice.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, that was Andy Anderson and his orchestra. Next up, we've got a fellow that's been in Jackson for quite a while, and he's a wonderful artist in many respects, photographer, screenwriter, novelist, photographer, yeah, I mentioned that. Anyway, he also plays music, and he does it awfully well. He joined us at the Stagecoach Bar years ago and played with us for 10 years out there. And I had the honor of playing with him and as a duet for several years in a row. But he's back with us again, and he has his own accompanist with him tonight. Please welcome John Cook.
Thank you. Before I introduce my first tune, I just want to tell you that you have only me to blame if you read last week's article in the News and Guide for holding out the thought that Ann and Pete Sibley would be here, but they're not here. And the truth is that Greg Keckler, who did a great job of organizing the performers, had sent me the list, and Ann and Pete weren't on it, but I just had set in my head the idea that they should be here to such an extent that it went in the copy that I sent into the News and Guide. And it survived, and it came out in print. And that morning, Greg called me and said, "Why did you say Ann and Pete were going to be here?" And I said, "They're not." Well, they're not, folks, and you have only me to blame. I would like to call out Susan Breary, who is going to sing this first song with me. This is a tune written by Alice and Hazel Dickens, and then the last verse was added by Utah Phillips, who wanted the song to come out a little bit better. Wanted a happier ending. It's called The Green Rolling Hills of West Virginia. Oh, the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and dreary and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. My daddy said, don't ever be a miner, for a miner's grave is all you'll ever own. 'Cause of hard times everywhere, I can't find a dime to spare. These are the worst times I've ever known. But the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. Some crowded city, in some northern factory town, you'll find me there. Yes, I'll leave the past behind, but I'll never change my mind. These troubled times are more than I can bear. And the green rolling hills of West Virginia are the nearest thing to heaven that I know. Though the times are sad and drear and I cannot linger here, they'll keep me and never let me go. But someday I'll go back to West Virginia, to those green and rolling hills I love so well. Yes, someday I'll go home and I know I'll right the wrong. These troubled times will follow me no more. Yes, someday I'll go home and I know I'll right the wrong. These troubled times will follow me no more. A wonderful tradition at the Hootenanny is something that just happens spontaneously and unplanned. People get together in the back room and somebody hears somebody playing a song and picks up another instrument and starts playing along. And this results in performances on stage of songs with combinations of people who have never played that song together before that day. And I thought I would bring that kind of experience to the Hoot tonight. I'm going to bring out three folks here, Kenny Haddon and Larry Dressel and Matt Donovan, to do a classic bluegrass song that we have never played together until today. And the truth is that although I have practiced it with Kenny and then later with Larry, the four of us have never played it together at the same time until now.
I didn't even know Kenny
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to let you get in there on that break. This song was done, recorded by Flatt and Scruggs, Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, back in the late 50s. It's called Baby Blue Eyes. 1, 2, 3.
I'll ever forget you. And if our love that's true ever dies, I'll never forget the kisses you gave me, or memories of your two baby blue eyes. I'll always keep a memory of you and visions of eyes as blue as the skies. That's why each night the stairs of my pillow, I'm dreaming of your two baby blue eyes. Done, shadows are falling, my lover sleeps till morning sunrise. I lay awake, just tossing and turning, haunted by dreams of baby blue eyes. I'll always keep a memory of you and visions of eyes as blue as the skies. That's why each night the stairs on my pillow, I'm dreaming of your two baby blue eyes. Day after day, I try to keep smiling. With a broken heart, I try to disguise. Night after night, my broken heart's calling, calling and begging for baby blue eyes. I'll always keep a memory of you and visions of eyes as blue as the skies. That's why each night the stairs of my pillow, I'm dreaming of your two baby blue eyes.
Thank you. Matt Donovan, Kenny Haddon, and Larry Dressel.
Thank you, John and band. Your next performer this evening has been singing and playing at the Hootenanny for a long time. He sings at various locales in the valley. He is a wonderful guitar player and teller of stories. Sings some great country songs and some great blues, and you never know for sure which is going to show up. We could get both tonight, but I know you're going to enjoy whichever makes an appearance. Would you please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Greg Keckler.
Thank you all so much. It's great to be back here in the Center for the Arts. We always look so forward to coming here, and it always seems to go by so fast. So I'll just stand here for a few minutes and soak it all in. I'm going to start with an old waltz. It's one of your favorite songs, and I hope it's one of mine. I'm weary and tired, I've done my day's riding. Nighttime is rolling my way. The sky's all on fire and the lights slowly fading. Peaceful and still ends the day. Down in the canyon, the cottonwoods whisper, singing their wild melody. Out on the trail, the nightbird is calling a song of Wyoming for me. lonesome old Ogie am I. Waking up on the range, Lord, I feel like an angel, free like I almost could fly. Drift like a cloud out over the badlands, sing like a bird in the tree. The wind through the sage sounds like heaven singing a song of Wyoming for me. Well, I wandered around the towns and the cities, tried to figure the how and the why. I've stopped all my scheming, I'm just drifting and dreaming, watching that old river roll by. And here comes that big old prairie moon rising, shining down bright as could be. And up on the hill a coyote is calling a song of Wyoming for me. A song of Wyoming for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. That song's been real special to me. I've been singing it for a long time. I've made Wyoming my home for over half my life now, or almost half my life. I guess I'm getting older than I thought. And out of respect for the real old timers in this country, I'm fond of saying that I'm new in town. I've only been here for 30 years. Ole Reinecker used to say, I've been here a long time. I've seen a lot of changes, and I've fought every one of them. Have any of you had the misfortune of being out here on Broadway between 5 and 6 in the afternoon? That is some of the worst traffic jams I've seen since I was stuck on a Ventura freeway in Los Angeles 35 years ago. It's too many people. I remember, I was telling somebody backstage a little while ago, I remember when a traffic jam in Jackson was the Meads, the Hansons, and the Lucases driving their cattle through town to summer camp. Them was the good old days. I wasn't here for what they call the real good old days, though, where the mosquitoes were so thick you couldn't even see out the screen door, and they never plowed in the wintertime, the snow. Ah, the good old days. So we need to do something about that. Now, this song is an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions? They're like noses. Everybody's got one and they all smell. What's that, Denny? I know that's not how it really goes, but this is a family show. This is not directed at everyone in the house. I would say it's not directed at practically anybody in the house. I'm sure there's somebody in the house it's directed to, though. Go west, that's what Horace Greeley said. And that was years and years ago, now Horace Greeley's dead. But the people all keep coming and they're bringing all their stuff. If Horace was around today, he'd say that's enough. Well, there's houses on the coastline, there's houses in the hills. If there's room to build a house there, you can dang sure bet they will. There's sidewalks and supermarts and parking for the cars, and big old golden arches shining where there once were stars. Someone needs to go back home. Ah, the West ain't gonna hold us all. The Western dream got covered up, they built a shopping mall. Someone needs to go back home. Now where Grandpa used to run his cows is now a Chuck E. Cheese. And you can't stop 'em, boys, you're just spitting in the breeze. The desert blooms with golf courses, green grass grows. And where the water's coming from, there ain't nobody knows. Someone needs to go back home. All the West ain't gonna hold us all. The Western dream got covered up, they built a shopping mall. Someone needs to go back home. You know who you are. Let's see, I got carried away. I got to thinking, and I'm not supposed to think, I'm supposed to sing and play. Funny, I knew this song this afternoon. Let's see, I sang the one about Grandpa. And what comes after the one about Grandpa? There's all the people and all the houses on the coastline. Too many people. Well, there must be towns back east where there ain't nobody left. Some place they might go back to if they ain't pooped in their nest. Out here there's only traffic jams, people everywhere. A bunch of rolling hemorrhoids fouling up the air. Someone needs to go back home. All the West ain't gonna hold us all. The Western dream got covered up, they built a shopping mall. Someone needs to go back home. Someone needs to go back home. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. This is not time for you to go back home, but we are going to take a short break of about 15 minutes. We have another second half of really wonderful music to bring you this evening. So stretch your legs, say hi to your neighbors, and please rejoin us in 15 minutes. Greetings once again, folks, and welcome to the second half of our annual performance. The gentleman sitting before you on the stage, if you don't know him, he's a legend. He contains a great amount of the history of this valley in that marvelous frame sitting there. He has been a wonderful performer at the Hootenanny. He's been a solid citizen of this community in many ways, and he's going to share, I think it's a poem and song in part with you, but please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Jack Hyler.
I'm here tonight to talk to you about cabin fever. How many of you have spent a winter here? Or more than one winter? Good. Well, whether you really thought about it or not, water was probably the most important thing in your day. That hot shower, the hot tub, hot coffee. Now jump with me back to when I was a kid on the same ranch I live on now, where Dad lived. In the winter, did we have showers? No. Did we have bathtub? Yeah. Great big round sink thing that sat in the middle of the kitchen so that mother could keep replenishing the hot water from the water on the stove. For me as a kid, it was no problem. I could take a bath in that thing easily. But I often wondered how clean Dad got, even though mother scrubbed his back. Did we have running water in the house? Only if somebody ran in with it. Did we have toilets? No. We had a privy or outhouse or chick sale, whichever you prefer to call it, about 20 yards from the kitchen door. And no matter what the weather, that was the way you went. One night, about 11 years ago, Bill Phelps, who lives in our foreman's cabin, heard the door close. He looked at his clock, it was 2 o'clock a.m. He looked at the thermometer, it was minus 20. And he got up to see what it was. Well, it was his 11-year-old daughter who had just returned from that trip to the outhouse. It had never occurred to her to wake her parents. She just took her dog, Chica, and her flashlight and made that trek, and the door was closing as she returned. There's a certain rugged individualism there, a certain character. I was thrilled to write her a recommendation for Dartmouth College in due course. And I told him that story. And I'm sure they'd have taken her anyway. What did we do for recreation in the old days? Well, you didn't watch television. You didn't listen to the radio. There was no electricity except at a very few ranches who had their own power plants. You got stir crazy, only they called it cabin fever. It was worse for the men, for the women, than for the men, because the men had to go out and feed stock. They were out working hard, physical labor from daylight to dark. But the women were in that house, if they had little kids, minding those kids, trying to keep the kids happy, trying to substitute themselves for school. It was a tough life. Now, as they felt the pressure building, they didn't really want to kill each other, so they had it out. I'm going to put in a postscript. One couple who worked on that ranch in 1932, Ed Nichols and Marguerite Neal, Marguerite Nichols, and Winnie, and I guess I won't mention the murderer's day, but she thought it would be fun to get him irritated to tell him the other man had made a pass at her, which he had not. But she thought there'd be a nice fist fight that she could enjoy. But she didn't count on the fact that Vic Henry, I said his name there, that Vic got his gun and went out and shot Ed, killed him, right in the first stall of our bar. The tension was tremendous in the winters when there was no outlet. Most ranches had something similar to ours, which is a flatbed hay wagon on which we erected either a tent or, in our case, a little Quonset hut. The important thing was that you have a stove in that hut and a couple of pallets, and when you couldn't stand it any longer, you'd go to town. The men would hitch up a couple of teams, the women and children would get in the little hut, and they'd drive off to town. When they got to town, they immediately farmed the kids off with friends so they could dance and drink till they were exhausted. Not physically exhausted so much as emotionally exhausted. There was only the emotional outlet they needed. It wasn't any fun, the winters in the old days. But then what happened? World War II. You don't associate a lot of good things with World War II, maybe. But World War II brought us four-wheel drives, rotary plows, lightweight insulated clothing. You used to wear sheepskin coats that weighed as much as the sheep. Electricity, rural electricity came to our place in 1953. And winters ever from then on were much better, more tolerable. Gee, you had radio. We didn't have television in those days, but we had radio. And cabin fever wasn't so serious as it had been. But nonetheless, you who see, and I hope you all have seen Petticoat Rules, there's one big shindig where they're working off steam from cabin fever. And there's a song about cabin fever. So when you spend winters here in the future, and Margaret and I enjoyed them in our adult years before I lost her, we loved the winters, but we didn't have to work. I didn't have to go out and feed stock. Mark didn't have any babies to take care of, thank goodness. But I want you to know what cabin fever was like. It was hell on wheels. Now, 73 or 4 years ago, a cowboy rode into this valley, and he was just passing through. And he settled. He didn't just pass through, he settled. He was foreman of the Bear Paw Ranch at one point. He was foreman of Mrs. Cheek's ranch later on. He got a pilot's license. He and Bud Walters formed the B&W grocery store, which is on the corner where the big gallery is across from the old bank. He wrote a poem, an autobiographical poem in his last years. And his wife gave it to me after Howard died and asked me if I could set it to music. Well, I don't know how successful that was, but you could judge. I've got an accompanist here. Rode up to Wirt's old livery barn, Steve Callahan was there. Said, step down, son, and chat a while, and give your horse some air. Might as well spend the night. I said, thanks, that's what I'll do. Tomorrow I'll be heading out, 'cause I'm just passing through. Well, 60 years have come and gone, and things are not the same. What hair I have is snowy white, left hip kinda lame. My campfire coals have glowed and cooled, ashes scattered to the wind. The trail is getting shorter now, not too long till the end. But I love old Wyoming, and I'm leaving her to you. Enjoy, but treat her gently, friend, 'cause we're all just passing through. Enjoy, but treat her gently, friend, 'cause we're all just passing through. No, I'm not quite ready, almost. Okay. I wanted to say that my friend Bill Sweeney Xerox copied that poem and put it in each program so you could each have a copy. And what I want you to hope, I'd love it if you framed it and put it on a wall where you'd see it sometime and think, enjoy, but treat her gently, friend, because we're all just passing through. To make life worth living. Thank you. See you here next year.
Well, that was Jack Hyler, as you know. And also that was James Booth backing him up on the guitar. James been working the sound all night and doing sound checks all afternoon, so you might want to give him a hand. Thank you, James. And it's my pleasure to introduce yet another one of the younger performers. That's one of the best things about the Hoot, I find, is it's just the age span of the performers and the audience is large, and that's just great. People can find, an ability to get together. Anyway, it is my pleasure to introduce a gal with a great voice, and I'm not sure whether she will have shoes on tonight or not, but Katie Standifer.
Thanks so much, John. This is extremely exciting. Tonight, Kenny Hayden's going to be playing with me, and we're singing a song that has a very near and dear place in my heart, which actually is the place that also occupies slot 1 in the CD player when the library wants its CD back, and I just keep not giving it back. It's a Gillian Welch song that my boyfriend is really tired of hearing, but I'm going to make him hear it again. Thanks, Kenny.
To take you down the line. Too much beer and whiskey to ever be employed. And when I got to Nashville, it was too much soldier's joy. Wasted on the wayside, wasted on the way. If I don't go tomorrow, I'm going today. Back, baby, back in time. Back in time, wanna go back when you were mine. Black highway, all night ride, watching the times fall away to the side. Clear channel, way down low, it's coming in loud, my mind's let go. Summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have you all the time, I don't want none at all. I wish I was in Frisco in a brand new pair of shoes. I'm sitting here in Nashville with Norman's Nashville blues. So come on, you good time arounders, listening to my sounds and drink around to Nashville before they tear it down. Back, baby, back in time. Wanna go back when you were mine. Back, baby, back in time. Wanna go back when you were mine. Hard weather, driving slow. Town for the show. Oh, darling, songs they played is all I got left of their love and me. Oh, back, baby, back in time. Wanna go back when you were mine. Oh, back, baby, back in time.
Katie Standifer, accompanied by Kenny Hayden. During the period when the Hoot was at the Snow King Center, which seems but a blink in the eye of history, however, it was at the center for 9 years, a new fella came in one night and signed up. Always like to see a new performer, and he got up on stage and he had no instrument. that, okay, here's somebody really courageous. He's going to sing a cappella, or as we say in the business, Acapulco. And out from his pocket, he took a harmonica. And he was pretty good even then, and we liked what we heard, and we made sure that, as we do, unless we really don't like somebody, we made sure that he felt welcome, and he came back very regularly, and he is now one of the real veterans of the Hoot. You have seen him here tonight backing people up, but he continues to perform as a solo performer, and he is exceptional, and you never know quite what you're going to get. He knows old traditional songs from the Southern Appalachians, he knows old blues, he knows some newer songs, and he still sometimes comes out on the stage, often, with nothing in sight, and from his pocket he takes a harmonica. Please make welcome John Kozlowski.
Thank you, John. Can't hardly see up there. Oh, there's people up there. Can see my hair thinning out. This first one's just kind of a short, bluesy, autobiographical number. My baby came to me this morning. She said, Johnny, I'm kind of confused. She said if me and B.B. King were both in Jackson Lake drowning. She said, which one of us would you choose? I was losing my mind. I said, whoa, baby. And I said, whoa, baby. Trying to buy some time. And then I said, darling, I ain't never heard how you play the blues. Thank you. That was fun. Now from the ridiculous to the not quite sublime, maybe, but well, maybe it's sublime. I want to introduce Deb Carpenter, who's going to accompany a nylon string guitar. Well, maybe we should do like that, huh? This way that I won't get hit with a headstock. I might anyway.
Depends on whether you're going to say me or B.B. King.
Oh, it's not really autobiographical. I was just setting you up. Okay, get serious now. Slipped out the door, I'm running free. Young and wild like I'll always be. The man in the bed isn't me. These trembling hands aren't mine. My hands are strong and steady all the time. I can swing a sledgehammer soothe a baby that's crying. These trembling hands aren't mine. The nurse over there doesn't know that I ain't some useless old so-and-so. I could have broken her heart not so long ago. Well, the nurse over there doesn't know that the man in the bed isn't me. I slipped out the door, I'm running free. Young and wild like I'll always be. The man in the bed isn't me. Young and wild like I'll always be. The man in the bed isn't me. Don't believe what the doctors say. They're making things up so they can get paid. And it ain't me they're talking about anyway. Don't believe what the doctors say. Cause the man in the bed isn't me. I slipped out the door, I'm finally free. Young and wild like I'll always be. The man in the bed isn't me. Carpenter. Okay. Next up, our group of gals who have been coming for, well, I don't know. I guess it's a few years now. Somewhere along the line, they got christened the girls. But they are, and I should read this because I'm getting old, like the song says. Sherry Stewart, who just had her 100th performance last week at the Hoot. And Jenny Landgraf and Sally McCullough, who are catching up fast to 100. Here they are, the girls.
This is our honorary guide, Dave Carmen.
We try to pass him off as a girl sometimes, but haven't had any success with that. We're going to start with a song that I wrote after reading a book called 3 Cups of Tea, written by Greg Mortensen. And the book is all about Greg's efforts to spread peace in impoverished parts of the world, and especially Afghanistan and Pakistan, by building schools and spreading education. So this is called A Simple Cup of Tea.
Wise man from the east some tea. Engage within the wisdom found in pure simplicity, designed to bring you comfort as you search for what is good, to help you in your effort to distill down to the truth. A simple cup of tea. Shared with you and me. Sunlight dancing on the trees, enlightening our consciousness to what could someday be. Share this ancient ritual of social dignity, steeped within the culture of polite formality. Take your time, indulge yourself in sheer tranquility. Leave behind your struggle for the world's prosperity. A simple cup of tea. Shared with you and me. Sunlight dancing on the trees, enlightening our consciousness to what could someday be. Do good deeds in secrecy for others to reveal. Seek always to discover beauty that has been concealed. Linger in the pleasure of the poetry of things. Build anew a sky of hope and peace. A simple cup of tea. Shared with you and me. Sunlight dancing on the trees, enlightening our consciousness to what could someday be. Enlightening our consciousness to what could someday be.
and thanks, Dave. And our second song honors the Hootenanny tradition of playing traditional music. It's called Reuben.
Well, who's gonna shoe your pretty little foot? Who's gonna glove your hand? Who's gonna kiss your red ruby lips? And who's gonna be your man? Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Well, Papa's gonna shoe my pretty little foot. Mama's gonna glove my hand. Sister's gonna kiss my red ruby lips. And I don't need no man. Well, I don't need no man, no. I don't need no man. Sister's gonna kiss my red ruby lips. And I don't need no man. Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Well, the longest train that I ever saw, it was 90 coaches long. And the only man that I ever loved, he was on that train and gone. Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Where'd you get that hat you wear and that coat you got so fine? Well, I got my hat from a railroad man and my coat from a worker in the mine. Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Is that you, Reuben? Reuben, where have you been so long? Well, Reuben made a train and he put it on the track, running to the Lord knows where. Well, Reuben made a train and he put it on the track, running to the Lord knows where.
Sally and Sherry and Jenny and Dave. Our next pair of performers demonstrate the incredible combinations of people that get together at the Hootenanny. You never know the backgrounds of these people. You can come in and sit there and listen to them play music and you'd never dream. Well, if you see these guys, you know that one is a former county commissioner, one's a present county commissioner, and indeed the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners. One's an architect, one's a lawyer. One is the president of the Jackson Hole Hoot, Inc. Inc. as a nonprofit, of course. Because, boy, you could never make a profit with this deal. We don't even charge out at Dornan's. Did you know that? The Hoot's free. But what unites these two performers is they really have fun playing the music. And we have fun listening to them. So make them welcome Hank Phibbs and John Carney.
And our friends.
Right. It's always good to have friends, especially talented ones like these two.
Hey, we're just playing music together, right?
We actually had a different song picked out, and then we found out that Alan Morton was going to play it. We thought it was pretty amazing that in one evening with 15 sets, it'd get two groups playing the same song. So this is Plan B.
Yeah, we thought you wouldn't like hearing the same song twice. So we like this one even better. All right, it goes like this.
Tempo.
We start with the Doppler effect for all you physicists.
Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They paid clean off with 16 G's and left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made off with the gold. Now Charlie Jones was the engineer. He had 10 years on the line. Tricked his wife at the station break this morning at 6:25. Everything was fine till 9:30 when Charlie looked up and he saw there were men on horses and men with guns and no sign of the law or any county commissioners. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's and let 2 men lying gold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. Pick it down, Henry. And he dearly loved his job. The company, they rewarded him with a golden watch and fob. Now Amos, he was parking time when the door blew off his car. They found Amos White in 15 pieces, 15 miles apart. Somebody robbed the Glendale train this morning at 9:30. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and I swear I ain't lying. They made clean off with 16 G's and left 2 men lying cold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train, and they made off with the gold. Somebody robbed the Glendale train and they made off with the gold. Thank you. Thank you, sir. It's amazing what happens when you bring some real talent up on this stage. Like our boys, Kenny and Mark there. I wasn't referring to Hank and me. How do you like this sound system in here, huh? Pretty fine facility. It's kind of fun to get to play on a stage that we spent a long time designing.
And my wife helped raise the money for it. It's kind of a family deal. She raises it and I spend it. Yeah, we got a couple of young fellas sitting up front here, and they're heckling me from the front row, I want you to know. And there's something we're going to do tonight that's a little bit of a risk. You've heard about people coming out here and playing songs that have never played together before, and that's part of the magic and the fun of the Hoot. But in all the years all those 781 performances or whatever, of which I've attended, I think, about 150, I don't remember anybody ever actually writing a song about the Hoot. And I think that after all this great tradition, and you've probably seen there's a film they made about it, and it really is, this Hoot is an amazing event. Certainly this is kind of a testament to that, all of you here tonight. But we're going to kind of go high wire here and sing a song that I wrote about the Hoot. I was inspired one night after playing with this group, and you know, it's really like a family. For those of us who play, and I know for a lot of you in the audience who come out regularly, and so I just got this idea about the Monday Night Family, and that's the name of the song that I'm going to try to do here tonight. Now I have this great band helping me, and Kenny's going to sing the chorus, and and you guys can sing the chorus too. You'll find it's kind of catchy. If I don't forget the words, then maybe you'll learn them too, okay? So, guys, are we ready? Well, it's the Monday Night Family, we're all in the band. Everyone's welcome, so come lend a hand. Monday night social of world renown. Oh, the Jackson Hole Hoot is the best gig in town. Well, now Bill Briggs kicks things off as custom decrees. He's the one guy that started with the old T-Tom-Tees. With stalwart Dick Barker, they made up the rules. No long drunken rambles, no four-letter words. Well, we tried it at Snow King, but that was no fun. The scenery is better way up at Dornan's. Rob and Trish Dornan, they don't give us no lip, as long as we're drinking and leaving big tips. Yeah, Bob and Trish, thank you. Well, now, sometimes we get lucky. Tom Rush plays a few songs that he's trying out on the Old Faithful crew. John's Cook and Kozlowski, Greg Keckler and Phibbs, they're backstage rehearsing, but it's mostly ad-libbed. Well, those two Carney brothers, now they used to play until Pete decided to move far away. Way down under with his new Aussie clan. Now I'm stuck here playing with this sorry-ass band. Jackson Hole Hoot, where old folk songs reign. Everyone's welcome, even if you can't sing. So lay on a harmony, pick a bass line. Anything goes if you sign up on time. Well, now the back room is hopping with music and jive. Everyone's grooving and playing it live. There's Katie in bare feet, James Booth picking smooth. Mark Nemerson lays a bass line that makes the songs move. Don't you agree? Jenny, Sherry, and Sally, too many to name. They come to the Hoot for their moment of fame. Dan and Pete Sibley first played on this stage with the old... with the Prairie Home Companion, now they're all the rage. Yeah, too bad they're not here tonight, but what the heck. All right, now this is for the guys in the front row. Those two new young fellers, Jamie and Dave, they thought they could fool us by showing up shaved. We knew better, cause their picking was true, and their screaming fans, they gave us a clue. Well now, Larry is dreamy while playing mandolin. The girls are all screaming, please let me in. Tall, lanky Kenny with groupies galore, watching him croon, but hoping for more. Take a a break now, boys. Play it, Kenny. Bring it all around now. So come for the scenery, come for the songs. You know it's the most fun you can have with all your clothes on. You might hear Ben Winship, maybe Dylan will show. At the Hoot when you go, you just never know. And just when you think the evening is done, there's yet one more act that might make you run. But somehow you stay till the last bitter end. You come back next Monday, my Hoot-loving friend. It's the Monday night family, we're all in the band. Everyone's welcome, so come lend a hand. The Monday night social of world renown. The Jackson Hole Hoot is the best gig in town. Oh, the Jackson Hole Hoot is the best gig around. You guys, we did it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to those founders of the Hoot. Dick and Bill, thank you.
You might think we have fun. Actually, let's say something about those guys. Hank has a hubcap in his guitar. How do you like the sound of that? Anyway, and John Carney, he likes this place because he created it. He's the architect for this place. I think it's a fabulous thing. But it serves to present the performer in his best light. And this next fellow has a guitar that plays wonderful music. I don't think Byron actually does much, but the guitar itself is exquisite. There was a wonderful old guitar player who used to say a guitar is like a rose, but a classical guitar is a whole banquet. And here is a banquet put together by Byron Timingus.
Well, they figured if it was classical music, that was old-time stuff, right? But actually, I'm playing something new, and it's it's a suite of songs that I wrote, but I'm only playing two of them. We'll see how this goes. They're kind of noisy. The first one's called Entangled Pairs, which gives you kind of the idea of where we're going with this thing. funny thing about writing songs is you usually leave out a bunch of stuff that you meant to do. And I did. I forgot some stuff. I'm getting just like Greg Keckler. Oh, this one's short. Let's see how this one works.
Forgive me a minute, your last regular set has got a slightly different setup. Folks, your next set of performers. It's dead? Okay, I'll just speak about it. Your next set of performers are, from my perspective, the vitality and the succession in music in Jackson Hole and the Hootenanny as an entity and its connection with the people who love music in the valley. These folks are known, go by the name of the Random Canyon Growlers. I suggested they change their name to Take No Prisoners. And you'll hear why in just a second, but Jamie Drysdale, Dave McKeegan, Matt Donovan, and Larry Dressel are gonna get you tapping your feet and bring us to the end of our regular feature, after which we'll have a finale. But please join me in making welcome the Random Canyon Growlers.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hank, for the introduction, and thank you, Byron, for intimidating us beyond our wildest dreams. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, that's right, huh? Sure. Yeah.
Well, I lost my job in the city. My tired hands replaced by some machine. But I know with you beside me, my dear, things just ain't as bad as they seem. Hey! My hair's all gone and I'm wilting. Watch the squirrels in a world outside my screen. But I know with you beside me, my dear, things just ain't as bad as they seem. My anchor's up and I'm floating, and the waves have all long since died. But I know by the warmth of your hand, ready to roll with the tide. Well, I don't know where I'm going. Faith never was my luxury. But I know with you beside me, my dear, things just ain't as bad as they seem. No, things just ain't as bad as they seem. Thank you.
Let us say a piece real quick. Go for it. Hey everybody, how's it going? So I just wanted to take a quick thanks to the Jackson Hole Hootenanny. We met in the back room of Dornan's February 4th and closed that show, played with Bill. The next day we were on the radio, 89.1 with James Booth. Had lined up 2 opening acts at the Mangy Moose, and the Hootenanny has really been the catalyst for us as the Random Canyon Growlers. And we just want to, it's kind of crazy that we're on this stage right now instead of Dornan's, but thank you everybody. Except for Greg Kevin. Yeah.
That last tune we played was a song that this guy wrote, Jamie Drysdale. And this next tune we wrote is a combination of my work, Jamie's work, Emily's work. And it's the first murder ballad. Larry had nothing to do with this tune.
Thank God for some things, right?
This is the first murder ballad we wrote.
We got these Velcros. These on stage.
Those look good.
Can you see the Velcros from out there, or is it too bright? I didn't realize my pants were this short.
Oh, yeah. Alright,
pretty tight.
this is our murder ballad.
I can't tie shoes as well, but it's boring. Larry doesn't want to do it. Neither do you. Nobody ties shoes.
1, 2, 3. I'm guilty of murder, highway when we met. I killed my fiancée and a jealous bitch. She took another man inside her and in her heart as well. Ain't bothered by the fact back, knowing damn well she was next. I turned around to face her, leaving him there to bleed. I grabbed her by her hair and I threw her to her knees. Our tears didn't matter as we knew it was come. I'd bury them both before the rising sun. I looked into her dying eyes, my hands felt her last breath. The tree's the only witness, my bride, a true love death. I'll take to the mountains, I'll head for the hill. They're gonna try to catch me, but I know they never will. I'll never stop moving, stay one step ahead. Life on the run sure beats being dead. Clothes, I wash my sinning hands. When a strong man's been wronged, he's bound to take a stand. The sheriff grew suspicious as to why I'll never know, cause I ain't one to stick around when it's time for me to go. I grabbed what I needed for I left my house good. As far as returning, I knew I never could. No time to tie the loose ends, no time to say goodbye. Guilty man just can't afford to take his sweet time. Take to the mountains, I'll head for the hill. They're gonna try to catch me, but I know they never will. I'll never stop moving, stay one step ahead. Life on the run sure beats being dead. Life on the run sure beats being dead.
Thank you, boys, but don't leave quite yet. We've got one final song that we're all going to share with our friends. I'd also, right there, I told you they should be called Take No Prisoners, right?
All the musicians are now invited to come on stage for a song that you will all have no trouble singing in the key of C.
But, John, before we get started, we'd like to thank the folks at the center for hosting us once again. It has been wonderful. You're great supporters of music. I'd also like to thank everybody who comes to the Hootenanny on Monday nights at Dornan's. You are what make music possible in Jackson Hole. So with that...
And two people in particular. The guy from the center who worked directly face-to-face with 20 or 30 musicians, answered our questions, solved our problems, helped run the show, and kept it all together for the center is Don Kushner. Let's give him a hand. And the guy who put together, on behalf of the Hootenanny, the list of performers to play tonight, and it just about wrecked him because everybody wanted to play, but he, together with the board, made the selections, organized it, laid out the list, and worked really hard and deserves a whole lot of thanks, is Greg Keckler.
I only insulted a few people.
And once again, the sound for the third year in the row, and the most beautiful guitar accompaniment to Jack Hyler's song, Mr. James Booth. Now, Kenny, somebody told me you're going to sing the first verse. Is that right? Is that, well, come on up.
Kenny, you knew what happened. You knew what happened.
This is like the essential folk song. Woody Guthrie, This Land Is Your Land, in the key of C, and in something like this tempo.
Can we do the chorus first?
We can do the chorus first, and then you'll do the verse, right? Yeah. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
I rolled and I rambled, and I followed my footsteps through Markham sands, all through diamond deserts, and all around me the voice kept calling. This land was made for you and me.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from the California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
As I was walking, I saw a sign there, and on this sign it said no trespassing, but on the other side it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I followed your low hills, I followed your cliff rims, to the sparkling sands of your diamond deserts. I could feel inside me and see all around me that this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood
Thank you all. We've got a wonderful crowd. Come see us on a Monday night up at Dornan's at the Jackson Hole Hootenanny Pavilion. Not as nice as this, but we have just as much fun. Thank you all.